Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts, and in this video I'm going to talk about what is the MOT test. On Monday I'm taking this for its annual MOT, and I just thought I'd give you a wee brief history on what the MOT test is all about. So back in post-war Britain, the economic boom of the 1950s meant that more and more people could afford to own a car, and that boosted a heavy second-hand market, which meant there was no mandates for servicing these cars or getting these vehicles inspected. So in post-war Britain there was a lot of dangerous vehicles on the road. So as a result, Ernest Maples of the Department of Transport, or the Ministry of Transport at the time, introduced the MOT test, the Ministry of Transport test, in 1960. This was mandatory for all vehicles over 10 years old and required the brakes, the lights and the steering checked every year. Then in 1961 the law changed again to all vehicles aged 7 years and over. And the MOT test as we know it, which is now when a car reaches 3 years old and over, was introduced in 1967. In 1968, tyre checks were introduced to check for the tread depth of 1 mm. In 1977, there was more checks introduced, which included wipers, washers, indicators, brake lights, horn, body and chassis condition. In 1991, more checks were introduced to include rear seatbelts, ABS systems, emission controls checked for petrol vehicles. Tyre tread depth increased to 1.6 mm as we know it today, and in 1992 emission checks for diesels. The tyre depths were increased to 1.6 mm in 1992, and emission checks for diesels was introduced in 1994. In 2012, a huge number of checks were added, which included dashboard warning lights to make sure that these lights went out on the dashboard, ESP systems, and if you had an electronic handbrake, that was checked as well. Also, there were checks for the speedometer, illuminated when the headlights were on. Also, your airbags were all working, operational. If your vehicle was fitted with tyre pressure monitoring system, that was checked as well. A visual wire inspection, your battery, making sure your battery is secure, and making sure that the catalytic converter was fitted and not removed in the vehicles. It was quite common for, especially people in the car scene, to increase the performance on their cars, to remove the catalytic converter. And the same can also be said for DPF systems as well. You've got to make, if your vehicle came with a diesel particle filter, then it shouldn't be removed. I know a lot of people take them off, or they gut the insides out and just keep the sort of outside part of it on to get through the MOT. So the current MOT as of 2020 sees defects listed as minor, dangerous or major. A minor fault was previously known as an advisory. A major and dangerous fault is an automatic fail. So that is just a quick summary of the MOT test. Excuse me. There is some exceptions to the MOT test. Any vehicle over 40 years old is exempt from having an MOT test. That is voluntary for the owner to decide if he wants an MOT test, he or she wants an MOT test. If it was myself and I had a car that was over 40 years old, I'd probably be taking it in for a yearly or 2 yearly check, just to make sure everything was fine. That's also, I just feel that's introduced up to a lot of people, maybe younger people looking to get into classic car ownership. Maybe haven't been able to get a car and just run it and run it and run it without getting it tested, just to save money. Excuse me. But yeah, my advice is if you have a car over 40 years old, get a yearly or 2 yearly check on it. You don't want to leave it a few years down the line and find out that the car will have to be taken off the road and crushed. Excuse me. So, what basic checks can you do to carry out before an MOT test? Well, I've got 8 basic checks you should check for before an MOT test, and we'll go through these right now. So we'll just get out the vehicle. Probably seen my hand there. So the first sort of test you want to do is you just want to check your wiper conditions. So I've just fitted new wipers to this car today. So we'll just start that up. Give that a wee wash. Just making sure it doesn't smear the screen. That's actually quite good. Just make sure sufficient water in the system. And so that's your wipers. Just take us out of gear. So, and there's another sweep. So you just want to make sure your washer jet sprays sufficiently and ensure that your screen wash is topped up, because you will be picked up on that if you don't have any screen wash. We'll just switch the engine off for now. Put the ignition on. So the next thing you want to do, just check your dashboard, make sure all the necessary lights go out. You need to go out in the car. And we're just going to check the lights. So the lights you want to be checking are your side lights, and if you've got side lights, headlights, fog lights, brake lights and reverse lights. So we'll just put this on, and main beam. So we'll just get out of the car and have a walk around. We'll just put the hazards on as well. Stick it in reverse. And we'll also put the fog lights on. 1, 2. So we'll just have a walk around on the car. So you can see that the hazard indicators on the right hand side are working. You've got your indicator, side light in there, that's working. You've got your headlight there, and main beam in there, fog light down there. Okay, another fog light. And that's working. Dip beam's working, headlights working. Scroll round. Side lights are working. You can get in there. Yep. So there you go, side lights. Indicator light. Just round to the back. So you've got your reverse light, got your indicator light, tail lights, number plate lights, fog light on this side of the cluster. Again, everything seems to be working. So we'll just go back into the car, and then you can just switch everything off. Like so. So you've checked your lights. So the next thing you want to remove in your car is dashcam. Dashcam, or anything that's in your full line of use. So I've got a number plate that has my name on it. You might want to remove the cuddly toy, the wee nodding dog thing there, cuddly toy there, and dashcam. Because they'll be in the driver's line of vision, and that would be classified as I think that's classified as a fail. I'd have to look at that, but I'm pretty certain that's classified as a fail on the MOT test because it's blocking your vision. So when I say remove dash cam, take the mount off the screen as well. Any air fresheners, take that off as well. Sun strips, I think as long as they're not too silly in size, an MOT tester will just let that pass by and just acknowledge it's there and just ensure that's fine. What else do we do? You want to check your seat belts as well. Just want to make sure that they all are not twisted, they click in, they release, and they're not frayed, for example. And the last thing you want to check, let's get back out the car. Check tyres. Just a visual inspection. Check that there's plenty of tread on the tyre. Now I know there's plenty of tread on these cars, on the tyres, sorry, because this vehicle has got virtually 4 brand new tyres on it. They've all been replaced in the last couple of months. And my last tip, if you are looking to get your car for the MOT station, is give it a clean inside and out. You don't really want to take the car and see it's a bit of midden. And if it looks clean, it'll have the impression of it you actually look after the car. So that's another top tip. Just give it a clean. Even if you have to stick it through an automatic car wash, just stick it through a car wash, or just give it a quick bucket wash. Just to ensure it's clean. If you've got anything else that we might know that you might want to add to what could be checked on the MOT test visually, is just add it in the comment section below, and we'll add these to the video. What we'll do is we'll put these into the video, these points, what you need to check, in the comments description. But I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts TV. Also check out our Facebook page and our Instagram page. Also feel free to share the videos and make sure you smash that like button and give it a share. And we'll catch you in a future video. We hope you found this video informative, and feel free to add any comments. Thank you.